I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Can you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morning. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo, singing the fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, strumming on the old banjo. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Just to pass the time away. He's not working for the paycheck. He's part of the idle rich who he's just working on the railroad just to kill a little time. Can't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morning. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo, singing fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, ho, 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 ho. Is that Santa Claus in the kitchen with Dinah? Ho, 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 fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi-fo-fum. Maybe it's a hungry giant in the kitchen with Dinah. Strumming on the old banjo. American folk song, I've been working on the railroad. Or as they sing it in Italian, io stavo lavorando per le linee ferrocarril. Oh no, ferrocarril is Spanish. Ferrocarril. Estaba trabajando por el ferrocarril. Ferrocarril. Welcome, Leslie. I hope you're feeling better. Welcome, David. I hope you're feeling better. Hello, Mother. Hello, Nuro. Hello, Dawn. Hello, David in Sacramento. Donald in Sacramento. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you. Bonsoir. Hello, Father. Hello. I think that's, hey, Jill. Nice to see you. Who's lurking in the kitchen with Dinah? It's a curious situation with this Dinah. So we're working on the railroad, and then Dinah, we're saying, Dinah, blow your horn. Okay, that Dinah has that one job. She's the horn blower. But what's she doing in the kitchen? Is she the chef? I don't know. It's an American folk song, and I don't know where we would look up what the hell. Who is Dinah? Is it Dinah Shore? I think she had a talk show in the 70s, and she had a kind of Dorothy Hamill haircut, and she had a very sweet middle American voice. I think she would sing and talk to celebrities, and she was a kind of maternal figure. Anyway, I've been working on the railroad, American folk song, and you know how at the beginning of a song it tells you how to sing it, how to perform it. This says with vigor, with vigor. So I think I did that. Vigor, not with rigor, with vigor. Rigor. Oh, that's rancor. Rancor. There's a very nice line in La Boheme when the tenor and the soprano are breaking up at the end of Act 3, and they're singing this lament, this beautiful lament of a duet about how they're gonna say goodbye, but without rancor. So it's a conscious decoupling. What was that thing called that those celebrities did? A conscious unraveling, a conscientious unbuckling. I can't remember, but then one of them went on to sell funny candles and things. All right. Anyway. Oh, Burt Reynolds' gal. Wow. Oh, that's right. Dinah Shore had a golf. There was a Dinah Shore golf tournament. I didn't know she was. Uncoupling. Thank you, Dawn. It was a conscious uncoupling, not an unraveling. Storming here. Oh my gosh, you have so Dinah Shore. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Woo, woo. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Woo. Yes, Sacramento. Good to see you. Leslie, are you picking on David? Do I need to separate you? Do I need to come down there? Separate. This is a number that I've done a number of times on this show. Hey, Kathy, nice to see you. All right. Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far away, there's where my heart is turning ever, there's where the old folks stay. All up and down the whole creation, sadly I roam, still longing for the old station and for still longing for my childhood station and for the old folks at home. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, how my lonely heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. I was still revving from that Dinah Won't You Blow song, and that tempo was a little too fast for this song. Yeah, there it is. The other one was with vigor. This one is moderately. That was too that was immoderate. McJet says, hello, McJet. Welcome. You were watching the Harris Walls rally. I was watching it too until 5 minutes before this show. It was pretty off the walls. Off the wall. Like, just the energy it's fantastic. Yes, Nuro, you make a good point. It was not sounding sad and dreary. Yeah, it's not. The song is not. The song is a song of nostalgia. It's not celebratory. Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far away. There's where my heart is turning ever, there's where the old folks stay. All up and down the whole creation, sadly I roam, still longing for my childhood station and for the old folks at home. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, how my lonely heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. I don't know, maybe I'm just not in the mood for that tonight. I'm going to leave that at that. We get one verse out of that. That's 1851, Stephen Foster. I'll do that full thing another night. All right. Yeah, well, some of us were watching that rally. I find it, I feel like they're doing it right. They're doing it all right. She was even, I think she handled this. She was interrupted by some protesters, and she stopped like Obama used to do. Obama would stop and say, no, let him speak. Let's hear him out. So she did that, which is good. Instead of saying crack their heads open and drag them out, like the maniac says. And then she handled it with aplomb. Aplomb. With real aplomb. She quieted them down. She heard them out. She said, we're trying to get a ceasefire and a release of the hostages. And, she moved it along. If I had to quibble, I would just say I love Walls, but when he makes the point about, he says, don't believe Trump when he plays dumb and says he doesn't know what's in Project 2025. I just wish at that point in his stump speech, he would then say a few of the items, just a really quick 1, 2, 3 of the real horrific stuff that's in there, just to fill in a little bit of the, color in between the lines a little bit for people. For people like me, honestly, who would like to know what's the 1, 2, 3, what are your top 3 nightmare items? I mean, they hit them along the way. They mentioned, tax cuts for billionaires and further restrictions on reproductive freedoms. But right there in the Project 2025 thing, there's also good opportunity there for a joke, for a dig, because Trump is out there saying that they're not intelligent, which is ridiculous. But when he says something about don't believe him when he's playing dumb, there's a really good, easy, low-hanging joke there to say something about the fact that, he doesn't have to play dumb. Like he's dumb, but on this subject, he's playing dumb. I don't know. Maybe it's contradictory. Okay, I finished that novel, The Guest by Emma Cline. I finished it today, and boy, was that a disappointing ending. It was so disappointing as an ending because the whole plot, it's not that elaborate a plot, but the plot was really moving towards a climactic encounter between two of the characters. And I don't want to do a spoiler, but yowza, she leaves the reader hanging. And I was so curious about other people's reaction. I then Googled reviews of The Guest by Emma Cline. Turns out it was a real hit, this book, last summer. Now it's out in paperback. But summer of 2023, it was a popular read, a beach read. And so Vanity Fair did a thing where the writer actually, since the ending is a little ambiguous, I found it really unsatisfying. The generous thing is to call it ambiguous. But what they did in Vanity Fair is they had a whole bunch of people weigh in on what they thought the ending was, what they thought the ending meant, what they thought the ending suggested. Like over a dozen people on the staff there, people who work as a publicist, I don't know, various people in the Vanity Fair organization weighed in. It was really, I guess the book was kind of a phenomenon. I do recommend it. So that's my book recommendation. Then I started trying to read that Japanese novel I showed you last night, the one that has Celan, C-E-L-A-N, that French writer, in the title. It's a beautiful little book, but it turns out it's kind of stream of consciousness, and experimental, and fluid in terms of fantasy and reality. It's hard to get your feet on the ground as a reader. So then I started jumping around, and then I did something I almost never do. I read the back of the book, trying to get my bearings. I read the blurb about the book, which actually helped a little bit. Kathy says, the season goes by so fast, I've already started my cool flowers for next spring. Snapdragons, Rudbeckia, and Larkspur. Wow. What region are you in? I'm curious. Is this a north thing? I assume it is. I've started my cool flowers for next spring. What does that mean? You've started your cool... Oh, are you germinating seeds, or is it a bulb thing? I know nothing about flower gardening. Go get him a donut. I'm trying to see. Oh, so David posted a series of hieroglyphics. They're googly eyes, a donut, bee. Is that a bee sheep or a bee goat or a bee dog? I can't tell what that last animal is. Bee ram. C donut bee ram. If I'd been one of those archaeologists who found the Rosetta Stone, we'd still be trying to figure out what it meant. Because I can't even figure that one out. I donut. I do not. I do not be goat. I do not be. I can't tell what animal that is. I do not be. That's like I am not. I am not something. What animal is that? Ram? I do not be ram. I do not be sheep. I do not be goat. Goat. I do not be goat. I am not the greatest of all time. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Greatest of all time. I do not be greatest of all time. I guess that is what it is. All right, we figured it out. The funny thing is, goat, greatest of all time. I do not be goat. I am not the greatest of all time. Yes, the greatest of all time, the goat. I am ambivalent about the way the crowds. Again, no. I know what goat means. I just didn't know if it was like some homonym for something else. I don't know why David would be claiming to not be the goat. No, I know. I understand. By the way, I ate some green figs from, I think I got them at Whole Foods. Is that where I got them? They were so good. Oh no, I got them at Trader Joe's. Green figs. Unbelievable. I ate the whole damn box of them. Green figs. I love those fruits that look like they're not ripe, but they are. I like that fake out. Green figs. I was saying, I feel ambivalent about certain things that the crowds are doing at these celebratory rallies, because when they do stuff that now kind of has the stink of the other side on it, like chanting USA or chanting the candidate's name or chanting lock him up, that one I see that they're actually dealing with that. They've decided they're not going to engage with that. And Kamala actually had a really good line for lock him up. She just said to the crowd, we'll let the courts handle that, which is very smart. That's a really good answer. But I am a huge fan. All right, David's using more hieroglyphics. Yes, neuro, I was going to say. It makes me uneasy, the chanting of USA, but yes, it is good. It is a good way to reclaim that patriotism is our brand. We're the patriots. We're trying to protect democracy. This country is a democracy. We're trying to protect democracy. That's patriotic. The claims on the other side of patriotism are nonsense. Yes, totally agree. Plus, they've become devoted completely to their cult leader at the expense of the country. So I see. When David says, I am a big fan, that's just sucking up. I appreciate that. Who doesn't like a little sucking up? All right, let's do a little more music. What do you say? I don't know. Abort. Abort. Some good morning in a honeycomb, I'll fly away. And I'll die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I had a little swim today, but then I had my writing workshop, doing this workshop with a really terrific teacher on short humor pieces, like, Shouts and Murmurs, that one-page humor piece that's in every edition of the New Yorker. So the Shouts and Murmurs, and then there's this journal called McSweeney's that publishes a lot of comedy, and another one called Points and Case, I think is what it's called. Anyway, I'm taking a workshop, it's 4 Fridays in a row on Zoom. So today our assignment was to present a draft of one of the pieces that we pitched last week. So that was very fun. You know what I'll do? When it's done, I will share it on the show. I will read it aloud. But I'm going to then hopefully try to submit it and get it published. The very impressive thing in this workshop is that all of the other students, there are 4 other students, plus me, plus the instructor, all the other students have been published in either the New Yorker or McSweeney's or similar kind of things. I think they're all in the New Yorker and McSweeney's. So some of the drafts today, it was just very funny. And also it's fun because it has a sort of writer's room vibe of people then after they read, then the other people pitch them jokes and that kind of thing. It's just a great, great vibe. And there's one person in there that I had the idea, because I do want to develop Today Is Now. I do want to develop Today Is Now into a series. And I want to get together a writer's room to kind of write the first season. And one of the people in the class, in addition to being a very funny writer, is a psychotherapist, which is just, couldn't be more perfect. So I'm gonna talk to her about that. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I will fly away. What else is happening in the chat? Huge fan, oi. Oh yeah, that reminds me, Mom. You sent an email with some advice, so thank you for doing that. David, you got some recuperation advice from my mom, and I failed to forward it. I think it involved hot liquids, hot, scalding hot liquids poured over your head. No, 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 I'm misremembering. It was just drinking warm beverages. I think that's what it was. I will look it up. Jillian Welch, I'll Fly Away. Oh, is Jillian Welch, is that someone who sings it? I am vomit of your basket. I am puke of your basket. I'm trying to decipher another hieroglyphic from David. I am vomit emoji of your waste paper basket. I am on your bucket list. I'm not sure what that one means. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a truth. All right, good. You're sleeping a lot. Okay, good. That's important. David, if that's true, David says Leslie is poisoning me. If that's true, get out of the house. Get out of the house. Hey, Dande, what's up? Bella Lune, hello. Oh, I am sick of your trash. Oh, you deciphered it. Nicely done, Neuro. I am sick of your trash, of your garbage. Very good. I see someone saying, oh, Mom suggested chicken soup, but yes, he's a vegetarian. But Amy's, let me give you a good tip, a good culinary tip, a good canned culinary tip for the evening. Amy's, which is a canned vegan food brand, they make really good soups. I don't know if it's exclusively vegan, but they make some really good vegan soups, and they have a vegan chicken soup. It's in a sort of light blue can. Really good. I've had a lot of it in my days and years. Go out and get a few cans of that. Get a case. Get 144 cans of Amy's vegan chicken soup. Okay, we have a dispute. Leslie says she's the one who's being victimized. And Bella Lune says Leslie is not poisoning him. Oh, people are taking sides now in the chat. My God. Come on, everybody. Let's get along. Let's all learn to get along. Vegan, yes. Mila says, I hate it when mommy and daddy fight. Yes. But it's good. It always makes a good story. Okay, I'm going to end with this 100-year-old Irving Berlin song, 1924. Just Smell the Basil. The Irving Berlin song, Just Smell the Basil. No, I was reading the chat. The song is What'll I Do? What'll I do? What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do when I am wondering who is kissing you? What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? What'll I do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh, that was in The Last Tycoon, that song? Okay, that's Irving Berlin, 1924. Oh, here's Jill with some very good culinary advice. You can make a vegan chicken soup using chickpeas. Very nice. Veggie broth, celery, carrots, and onions, and you're all set. Very good idea. There's a thing that you do in French cooking where you begin with you just in the bottom of a nice pot, you dice up celery and carrots, and with some olive oil, you just get that going for a while. That's like step one. I can't remember what it's called. It's not called a roux. David says, tell us about Irving Berlin. So, Irving Berlin, or as he was known to his friends and family, Irv, he originally went to school for air conditioning and refrigeration, and he was one of the first people to get into that business, air conditioning and refrigeration, back when you actually used big blocks of ice to cool a space, to cool a fridge, to cool a studio apartment. He got into the air conditioning and refrigeration business, but what he discovered and what his coworkers discovered was that when he was installing the machinery and when he was fabricating the devices that they were using in that day and age to cool rooms and to cool food, he was constantly, during his tinkering, he would actually like find himself banging on the little pieces of aluminum, on the ice, on the floor, and he was creating songs and rhythms during his work in air conditioning and refrigeration apprenticeship school. And at a certain point, his manager just pulled him aside and said, look, I think you got to give up this whole refrigeration racket and just explore that talent you obviously have of composing music. Irv, and the rest is history. He took the manager's advice. He went to conservatory, and he then wrote 300 incredible songs that we still have to this day. All right, thank you for asking. What'll I do? All right, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm Ethan. This is the Nosho. It happens every night at 9. And I will see you again tomorrow night, any night, and every night. Kathy says, I make vegan quesadillas with lentils. Fantastic. I love it. I had to look up how to spell mirepoix. Oh, that's what it's called, a mirepoix, that thing. The carrots and the celery. Very nice. Mirepoix. Okay, I wish everybody a restful evening and a mirepoix. A mirepoix for everyone. And if anyone out there is struggling and trying to recover from COVID or anything else, hot soup. Lots of hot soup, lots of warm beverages. Good night.